here with a very limited time with Murray.
Exactly.
Murray, why'd you decide to do the pod if you don't have time?
I always have time for you, Jamie. Come on now. I mean, it'd be sitting in an airport for 2 hours drinking coffee and watching people.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
This is Murray the Magician, everyone. A legend, a Vegas legend, a real world legend.
I don't know about that.
Murray, I know your time's limited, so I'm going to just give a couple things.
Sure.
So the first time you came into prominence was AGT, correct?
Yeah, in that sense, it was, 2010?
Yes.
And like 22 million people see you. It's a bit of a change.
Did you win?
No, I was a semifinalist. I forget who won that year. Oh, I think it was Michael Grimm, the singer, Michael Grimm.
Okay.
And who's a dear friend of mine now. But, somebody asked me the other day, what's it like being on a reality show? I said, well, back in 2010, there wasn't Instagram. There wasn't TikTok. We weren't allowed to use our social media handles, which was like barely MySpace and Facebook, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But 22 million people watching a live show back then was pretty phenomenal.
Insane.
Yeah. So literally overnight, you walked out the door in an airport and people started talking to you. Like they instantly knew you and you had, it's pretty wild. It's like black and white.
Yeah, see, I got to know Murray we did the same club in Vegas I've been doing it for the last 6 years. You've probably been doing it since longer.
12, since the open.
Since the open. And it's the Laugh Factory in Vegas at the Trop, which just closed. And every day Murray would have the 4 o'clock.
That's right. I started at the 7 when they first opened, and then we brought in, Roseanne was in there, Gallagher came into the 7 o'clock spot, and Judy
God bless him.
All of them, yeah. And then I moved to the 4 because it's a great time. There's no competition. You can do a show at 4, be out by 5:30, and then you can either do another corporate or go see a friend's show or hang out or just go home and have dinner.
And how much do you miss the Trop? I was there in Vegas when you were away. I was going to hit you up, but you were gone.
Yeah.
Went back again.
Yeah.
And Murray, it's so cool. It's sad that the hotel's getting ripped down, but my poster is still up, and it just looks like it's in the middle of the apocalypse.
Isn't that wild?
I wanted to stay up forever.
I know, right?
But they're ripping it. We literally left at 12:02.
Yeah.
No, at 12. At 12:01, they were ripping down the back bungalows.
Isn't that wild?
It's great. I don't know. I get very emotional.
Yeah. Well, they had those tractors and trailers parked there for a month waiting for the hammer to drop. And I had friends who stayed there up until noon the following day before they closed. I think they closed at like 1 o'clock, April 2nd or something.
Yeah.
And they hung in there right because he wanted to be the last person walking out of the hotel.
They had so much more than they ever had. Murray, look right there.
What do you got? What am I looking at?
Look at the phone.
Oh, my God. Oh, you took one? Did you take it out of your room?
I stole the phone from the Trop.
Good for you.
And it has my suite number, which was a great last suite to be in.
That's awesome.
And I got fined.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I got
No, you did
fined.
not.
Yeah, Harry's like, I don't think they'll notice. They fucking noticed. People were stealing lights, sconces. Bro, only $100. I got fined $100.
I know. That's all right. You can sell it for $200 now.
Right now.
So you doubled it.
But
exactly.
people took some. I know people that.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly got some really cool stuff.
Oh, it's amazing stuff.
So I don't know why I feel such an attachment to it because it's so the last piece of Vegas history that's besides the Monte Carlo, which is now the MGM Park.
That's right.
And the Aladdin, I think, which
is Planet Hollywood.
But it's still the original Bones?
No, the main theater and stuff in the middle is a little bit of it, but when they wrecked the Aladdin to make it Planet Hollywood, that's pretty close to it. But they kept changing it over the years, as you know. What people don't realize is if you look at the MGM Grand, they added 5,000 rooms on. But that used to be called the Marina Bay Hotel. It was a little small motel across from the Trop, because behind that, the Tropicana golf course was across the Tropicana. It took both sides of the street up. Then later they sold the golf course. Remember, every hotel had a golf course back in the day on the Strip. That was a big deal. And those golf courses were now turned into other hotels, parking garages. Well, the Marina Bay Hotel, MGM moved from where the MGM used to be, where they had the big fire and Jubilee, and they sold it to Bally's. That's where Bally's used to be on the Strip. So MGM bought the Marina Bay Hotel, this tiny little motel, and did a renovation. Because as long as you keep some of the original, you can do a renovation. Well, the renovation was adding 5,000 hotel rooms.
No!
And if you look across from where your room was at the Trop, you'll see this little square right behind the brass line on the front of the hotel at Tropicana, Las Vegas. There's a little square. And that little square is the original Marina Bay Hotel. So go back and give it a Google one day. Marina Bay Hotel back in the 60s and 70s. You'll see this little motel like you drive up to with your family in your station wagon. And they added 5,000 rooms.
Holy
yeah,
shit,
it was a renovation. The renovation.
Dude, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
You are such a wealth of knowledge, but Vegas knowledge. Wait, so it's so funny. When I was just there, they were cleaning that lion. I feel like the MGM's got a spring in their step.
Yeah.
And so you're telling me the original bones are there?
Yes.
By Hakkasan?
That's exactly where it is, right in that area. If you go back and look, when you bring up the picture on your computer tonight, have a look, Google Marina Bay Hotel Las Vegas, and it'll come up in 1960s. You'll see a little motel, like they all were. And then Google the MGM, and you'll see how they dropped basically everything on top of it. But to keep it a renovation, you do have to keep some of the bones of the original hotel you bought.
So is that because then it's cheaper?
Yeah, sure. I think there's less zoning, less rights, less all sorts of things. Yeah, big time.
Okay, now my next question is, there's no rooms where that is now. It's just the actual bones. And
I don't know what's in there.
They turned it into like a craft brewery.
Could be. Or it could have been Rainforest Cafe or whatever the heck it was, you know. But as long as you keep, I think, the outside structure within the renovation, whatever.
So let me ask you this, because you really know this stuff. How long have you been in Vegas? Because you're originally a Canuck.
That's right, Vancouver. I've been in Vegas since 2002. I opened at the Frontier Hotel January 26, 2002.
22, you've lived there full time.
Yeah, been there 22 years.
So I had a place in Summerlin in 04.
Yep.
Sold it in 07, made money.
Good.
And then I watched this stuff go down. Mm-hmm. And then it went up. Then it went down again, where there was a point where I could have bought my house back cheaper than what I sold it.
Yes.
Now, I think Vegas is on its way.
It is.
More really than it's ever been?
Yeah. You selling your house in 2007, you were smart.
Yes.
2010 had the big short. You know,
yes.
The world fell. So whatever you did, you made your money.
Yes.
Man, people who hung on to it until 2010, they lost everything, you know. But now it's pretty hard pressed because so many of Californians are moving to Vegas and everyone else because it's affordable. But it's very hard to find a nice home under $500,000. You know?
Yeah, but I still think it's very much more reasonable than here.
Oh, 100%.
And you get more land and
everything.
I can walk out and I can see only one guy defecating in front of me on the strip instead of four.
Exactly. But that could be a plus or minus depending on your kink. You know, it's debatable.
Yeah. So you think that it's the best it's ever been. And it's going to just get bigger. It's becoming a real city now.
It really is. I mean, we got sports teams now, as we all know. Raiders. We got the Golden Knights. We now, supposedly, thanks to the Tropicana going down, have the Oakland A's coming, which I'm not sure if that's a plus or minus, you know?
I think it's a plus.
I think it's great. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how many fans. I know the Oakland A's back there. You've seen the stands when the A's play. There's like 9 people in the stands. So hopefully moving here, it'll reignite that team. You know what I mean?
Did you hear about there's so many projects, but you know where F1 is?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know where that Ahern property is?
Yeah, for sure.
And the Virgin?
Yes.
That whole land? Do you know what they're building there?
No.
A beach.
Oh, is this really going to happen?
Well, they said they are.
Like Dubai, where they
$2
have
billion beach, yeah.
With the
off of Sahara, I think.
And meanwhile, we're losing Lake Mead, and we're putting more water closer to the street.
Is Lake Mead drying up?
Yeah, it's been drying up since '56.
But it's still there.
Yeah. But they keep saying big water, but they don't realize Lake Mead was a river to begin with.
Yes.
It never was a lake.
Yes.
So just stop the dam for a good 3 years.
Yes.
We won't have power anywhere else, but stop the dam, fill a sucker back up, and it'll be like 1956.
And I want to get into this with you because I could talk to you about a lot of stuff, but I feel a kinship to you because we did close that hotel. You had the best closing show.
You were there on my red carpet.
Yeah,
you came by with Harry.
I loved it, and it was just everybody, Harry, and
all the guys. Nick, Joe was there.
Yeah, and Scott.
That's right. Yeah,
it was just nice. So you're going through something right now, and are we allowed to talk about it? Because some of the best comedians I know also are magicians. Mm-hmm. And I call them great magicians because they're part of this small fraternity at the Magic Castle, which you are a part of. And so I know different magicians throughout my life. Like when I did Romeo and Juliet, I got to know David Blaine a little bit, who was coming up as a street magician before he became a phenomenon. And then Ricky Jay from another movie.
That's right.
And then Jimmy Schubert.
Yeah.
Is also, I had no idea he's part of the Magic Castle. Great director.
Love Jimmy.
by the name of Ron Oliver. Plus, there's a couple more, and now I know you. And so the Magic Castle is basically your guys' mecca.
It's like the Carnegie Hall for magicians.
And it was a place that was really great for us as comedians because they let us do shows in a parking lot through the pandemic. So, and it's literally down the street. I've been a part of my life for 30 years because I've always lived in this area.
Sure.
So you did something which is crazy right now, and you're in a huge kerfuffle, fight, lawsuit. Yeah. What am I allowed to say?
Kerfuffle.
Yeah.
Kerfuffle.
You just had a big article in the Variety.
Yeah.